All right. Hi, guys. Everyone's good? Have lunch? No? There's donut. Tons of donuts. So you guys can help yourself there. So yeah, my name is June. I'm from Magnus Game Studio. So actually the introduction should be this. So yeah, I would like to share a little bit about myself before we start. So if you guys are not interested, the door is out there. But please stay. So yeah, I would like to share about a bit about my insight and what I have did over the past 4 years. So I'm Jun. I'm a Malaysian, and I've been in the gaming industry for 4 years plus. Upcoming next year will be 5 plus. Yeah, so I started working in Magnus Game Studio since 2020 until now. So interesting story is that actually I wasn't supposed to be working in a gaming industry because I had a job in China. So when I came back over Malaysia and I meet up a friend, Zen, which he's just started working in Magnus for 1 month, and he started selling me how good is the gaming industry, what Magnus does. So I was attracted by that because who doesn't, from his perspective, he said that no, you don't. The working hour is very flexible, and you get to play a lot of games during working hour. So I was like, wow, you get paid during working hours to play game. Why not? So I was like, okay, that's very interesting. So that's where I begin my journey, and I can say that for sure, it's totally different from what he sell. Okay, so he's definitely a salesman. I can say that. So yeah, developing a game and playing, enjoying the game, it's totally two different things. After years of experience working in Magnus Game Studio. So yeah, that's where I began, and I started working. Actually, yeah, I started getting to know the gaming industry through our own uh, game development called Legend. I'm not sure if anyone heard of it before. So it's a Steam game. It's a premium game, and yeah, it's developed by our own game studio, Magnus Game Studio. So from there, I started to learn what the gaming industry really is and what we really need to develop good quality games. So yeah. So the Malaysian gaming industry actually is growing exponentially, and it's valued at 786 million USD in 2023, and it's expected to grow 8.8% next year. So Malaysia, there is a huge potential of game content and game creation that actually a lot of people is eyeing on. So that's one of the things that everyone started to. You can see titans, Tencent, big companies from around the world start to come into Southeast Asia to build their studio and their baseline in here, so that they can build something more in the region. So yes, the Southeast Asian market was the gaming market in Southeast Asia valued 5.8 billion in 2023, and it's growing much more as well, being valued at 14.9 billion 2028, as well as the growth rate will be 0.19%. So you can see that Southeast Asia, the map here doesn't include China because China itself is a region itself, and their whole region itself already cover the whole Southeast Asia. So you can see that if Southeast Asia itself is this value, other country it's much more. So you can say the gaming industry in the world is growing really fast. But of course, there's a lot of downside and upside. So the downside, I would say the downside, it's more like the challenges that we face as a game studio, is that these are the type of challenges that I believe every game studio here face. Can I know hands who here is has a game studio? Or you guys are game developers? Only two ah? Or three? One, two, three, four, five. Okay, like at least five lah. So the rest of you guys are hobbies. So maybe you guys are not very interested. But wait, maybe who knows in future you guys might get into this industry. So it's a good idea to know like what are you guys getting into in futures, and maybe you guys can take precautions before you guys work into the industries. So yeah, so today my main topic is to say about mostly what's the challenges that the game studio, especially indie game studio, faces. So one of it, like I said, financial. So it's the lack. Hey, why no picture on? No internet. I don't know. Wait, but there's a picture lah, so not that boring one lah. Okay. But going on, lack of investment is one of the biggest challenges that every game studio in the world faces actually, because when planning and developing a games, you won't actually know what's the whole budget is. So you will always build based on what you currently have, but in future you will see that there's a lot of minor things accumulate up. It will be a big cost. So that's something, yeah. So that's something that all game studio had to take precautions of, and that's one of the biggest challenges that we will be facing. So Magnus Game Studio, we ourselves also do face a lot of these type of issues. That's why we will try our best to get investors. We'll go to a lot of road shows to not only present our game to the people, to the customer, to the users, players, but as well as investors. So government support is one of the things. It's not to say that government doesn't support. That's why it's said limited government support. So government do support us, especially MDEC. We really thanks MDEC a lot because they do really support us behind our back a lot. And yeah, but given saying that government support us, but they do have their own budget as well every year, and they not only had to allocate for one studio, but many other studio that needs their help. So it's not fair to blame everything that the government is not supporting us. We didn't receive much funds from them. It's just that they themselves had a lot to go through, especially their compliances, and they had to answer to their board. So all they can do is they can do their best is we can use game studio can use their name and that to help penetrate to a bigger market, international market, for example. So when international investors look at the game and they see that, oh, this game is actually supported by the government, and this really helps bring us closer one step to the investors. So yeah, second will be digital platform like Steam. There will be high competition, and for you to step out, you know, from Steam, it's very hard because digital platform around the world, it's not much. It's like Humble Bundle, Steam, and then I think they still got two or three more. I forget the name suddenly, but yeah. So for in the platform itself, there is a lot of games launched every year. Like you see, 10,000 new games released on the platform like every year in Steam. So for us as an indie to stand out our games in Steam or other platform, it will be very, very hard, especially what we need to do is we need to make our game more niche. That's one thing that maybe we can help, stand out our game, as well as making it more affordable as well. But of course, every game development has their own projection on their sales and their costing, all those things. So definitely still prioritize on that, but to stand out on platforms which has tons of games uploading per year, that's something that we still have to consider. So yeah, to mention titans like I said, Tencent, CGM, CGM is it? But big titans company lah that are currently dominating the market. It's very hard for local developers to catch up with them. Of course, you know that Titan's company, they have a lot of funds to allocate for marketing on their work, on their quality. That's why, of course, it's not to say that we cannot match them, but we are always one step behind them because we are always learning from them. For example, Genshin Impact is the latest or the first to release such animated animation, game style, gameplay in the world. And starting, you can see a lot of games started to copy them. So that's one thing. So yeah, like I said, access to advanced development tools. So for small studio, it's very hard for us to get into high-end things, high-end tools, to use because we don't have the skill set to use. No one guide us, no one teach us. So mainly we have to learn ourselves. Or hopefully someone really knows it and they will usually come and teach us, but they won't teach us one to one. They will teach us as a group because there's no time and resources for one-to-one training all those. So there's something that it's very hard for small and indie studio to tap in game engines, infrastructure, cloud service. Not to mention the cost is high as well for those high-end tools. So yeah, like you said, 67% of small game studio in C has limited access to advanced development tools to bring their games to the next level. So yeah, so we really need what we really need is more collaborative space and incubators such as this, this session where NDEC hosts. So we really like what NDEC does because it helps us to gather more studios as well as hobbyists and anyone who love playing games to come and to know the industry so that we ourselves as a small community can support each other. So yeah, the second issue that we have a lot is talent retention. That's something that all studio locally, I would say in Malaysia, I can represent Malaysian studio to say that, but not others. So Malaysia, a lot of Malaysia gaming studio had a problem of talent retention. The reason why is part of it, you can say it's because of currency. Yeah, okay. So when we groom someone in learning to develop games on the tools that we use. After 2-3 years, you can see that person usually would change, to move towards a bigger studio. The reason why is, of course, everyone had to leave, or not. In Chinese, sorry, this code is just for Chinese, so I don't know how to put it in English. They say what? 感情当饭食. It means that, you talk feelings to survive your own lifestyle, but that's not true. You get what I mean? Because people always strive for higher wages, you know, more benefits. So that's something that what a lot of developers, not to say developers, a lot of everyone here only wants better benefits. So they usually will get attracted to bigger studio to bigger studio will put a lot of money and bonuses and benefits to attract them over, and they doesn't have to groom them anymore because small studio like us already help them to groom. So that's one of the challenges that all Malaysian studio will face. Now, skill and education, and as this one, I would like to specifically say that it's not our fault or any our system fault. It's mainly I would say our parents' fault. I don't know, can I say that or not? Who is parents here? No, no parents? Okay. Yeah, parents' faults, you know? Because, why? Because every time we talk about games, right? What our parents say, we'll play games again. Okay, during my era, I think we still go CC one. I don't know if you guys still know what CC means, cyber cafe lah. So we always, ponting sekolah, go cyber cafe, play some games, you know what I mean, right? Okay, okay. So that's their image of gaming industry. So when every time someone talks about gaming, they always think that, oh, my kids have no future. He just want to play games, and and I'm worried about his future. He won't be earning, he can't sustain his life. But actually, this type of educational is very wrong because, like I said, in the start, making games and playing games is a totally two different things. So I always use an example like, okay, if you say gaming is very bad, how about company like Tencent? Okay, I use back Tencent lah. Okay, so somebody like Tencent, their game, the Honor of Kings, 王者荣耀, cost bring them how many billions of revenue each year? Of course, they always say that it's just once in a millions of game studio, but actually it's not true. Actually, the success rate, you know, of a gaming studio earning more revenue than local businesses is much more actually, because the gaming market itself is very niche. We only target for gamers, not like other businesses who target everyone. So the gaming market is growing, therefore game studio actually has more potential in earning more money. So that is something that we would need to tell kids. If so, next time your kids, say want to play games, don't stop them, because over the year, right, I believe that they will get bored of it for sure. For me, I get bored of it lah. Okay, so I seldom play games, but during my age, ponteng sekolah, pergi CC, main, and then come back result. Ah, parents will start scolding lah. So you can see that the educational changes over the time, and esport is introduced where people play to get better prize pool. And you see everyone, actually, you see kids, Dota, CS, they actually earn a lot more already from just esport itself. So if your kids is passion in the gaming industry or playing games, actually do encourage them to try their best. And if not, there's always alternative way, they can go back to school and study. Yeah. But don't destroy their dreams and their hobby. So yeah, complex regulatory environment is like compliances, regulatory. That's where more towards like framework. This one is more towards where the government will have a certain framework for the businesses, especially gaming industry, because gaming industry started to get more, I wouldn't say more polluted, but more misunderstanding. Reason why is because when everyone talk about gaming, they will think about casino, online casino, and then what money games, crypto, something like that. And not to say these are bad, but in the eye of the country itself, it's not bringing any benefits to the people and to the country itself. So a lot of regulatory and compliances has started to strengthen. For us as game developers, it actually makes us even harder to penetrate to certain, I would say certain market. For example, if you want to put your game, publish your game in China, you need to apply what they call in China 版号. It's kind of like a same number. When in Singapore, when you want to buy a HDB, you queue up to get a kind of a number for you to wait your turn to purchase the HDB. So it's the same as China as well. So actually, other than China, actually a lot of sea region country, they have their own regulatory. So it's very hard for us to penetrate to them if we doesn't know anyone in that region to help us, to collaborate with us. Yeah, so content restriction is one of it as well. Every country has their own censorship, for example, 18 plus, 13 plus, and games that is a bit sensitive for children. That is also vary from countries to countries. So that's something that we have to take precautions as well. Of course, localization, culture, because C itself, we are a multicultural culture region. We have Japan, Korea, Vietnam. So we all speak different language. for us to penetrate into their market, we had to localize our game. We had to make the game readable, playable by their local person. So that is something that make us cost extra more to get into the market. And yeah, people from different region have different liking on games as well. That's something that we will need to conduct a research before we enter to their market. No localization challenges, just say. So yeah. So coming back, I want to not to say sell lah, just to promote, not to say promote, okay, just to tell about digital gaming platform that our company Magnus is working on. So this project is not under Magnus, so it's under its own G&G company itself. But this platform itself is partnered with local game studio and game industry player. So Magnus is one of it. AZ Meta is partner who is excel in publishing game around the world. They have tons of partners around the world. Unipin is for game credits and payment gateway, and Nimia is our gaming media, which they have tons of followers in the Malaysian market, Facebook as well. You guys can go check them out. So after going, all those challenges that I told just now, that's where Magnus and few others game company, we want to start something that can help the local and the C companies, game studios, to bring out their games not only from to C region but to international region as well. That's where we have all this covered, game store library, game events. So next time, any esport live stream, usually where we watch on Twitch or YouTube. So we will be having a page for games events for esport as well as purchasing esport tickets in G&G platform, where we can bring any hobbyist gamers who love the games that they want to they want to watch on live. We'll bring them to there to watch. So of course, validation platform as well. This is good for game developers because, like I said in the first challenges, what we lack is investment. So for this crowdfunding, is something like Kickstarter, but we only target for game studio, for game development, so that anyone who is interested, like hobbies gamers, if they want to back up any game that they think that has potential, that's where they can come to our platform and support the games. Gaming media marketplace is where we will partner with preferers like MSI and TT Racing, all those. So you guys will be able to get exclusive gaming items in G&G in our marketplace, because everything that is being promoted in the marketplace in G&G, it's all exclusive for gaming only. And of course, we will have a gaming community on Discord, which we hope that anyone who involved in games come and join and share their thoughts and talk, chit chat, socialize with each other. So yeah, that's about it. So I hope I don't bore you with my long speech. So yeah, if anything, if you guys are interested with the G&G platform, or you guys want to talk anything, feel free to contact me. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you very much. Oh, if there's any Q&A, yeah, feel free to let me know. Yeah. Mm, 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 mm. You have to loan from the bank. Oh no, I'm just kidding. So yeah, so if you are interested in the validation, if you have any games that you wish to raise fund, uh, our team will contact you, and of course you guys will have to create a game developer account in G&G. So from there, you guys will be able to upload your games and your progress. You can tell more about what your game does. A brief introduction of your games, and you guys from there, you guys can click whether you guys want to raise fund or is it coming soon or anything. So from there, we have a support team to get in contact with you to ask more details about it. And if the game passes our compliances and everything, we will put the your games on top of Game and Gamers platform, and that's where gamers around the world can see and they can start to donate or support you guys on your game validation. Yeah. Yes, we do. So like I said, we have gaming media. So once your game is passes our compliances and is ready for crowdfunding, we will do a lot of marketing promotion, around Facebook, social medias, etc. Uh, that might be coming soon. Yeah, but we currently we are still focusing on digital games first. No worries. Yep. No, good question. Are you in the wrong room? Joking. Okay, so if you are, you don't have a game studio and you start a one-man show, and if you need guidance, you can always come on G&G platform as well because we will have step to step, like we will teach you how you're going to upload your games and what is the next step forward after you develop your game, or even when you just had a concept. Okay, you can always put your concept idea on our G&G platform because we will have a gaming communities where gamers can give feedback on your concept. So from there, you already actually won't go to a lot of like misroad area because people will know whether your game is likable or not. You will know whether your game is what the market wants. So from there, if everyone thinks that your game is good, then that's where you can start developing the next thing. So yeah, so being alone or having just being an indie one man show or game studio, everything in gaming and gamers we can tailor to that. Any other question? Uh you can come and contact me, or you can come and find me. And if you need anything, feel free to ask me later. Oh, we have a website already. It's called gngasia.com. So it's soft launch now. So there's not much game yet because we are still doing soft launch. But next month we'll be putting all of the games that we have partnered with on top. So if you are a game developer who don't have a publisher, G&G itself can be a publisher for your games. And if you have a publisher already, we can contact your publisher, and G&G is an extended arm for your games to promote it more to Southeast Asia region. Yeah. Hmm. Okay, so finding jobs might not really, tailored to games and gamers, but of course, in this platform, you can see there's a lot of studios, a lot of game studios, game developers. So from there, if you're interested in any games that they design, you can always reach out to them. Or if you don't have a way to reach out to them, you can always, send an email to our support team, and our support team is happy to share with you their contacts as well. Okay. So this platform tailored on Southeast Asian market, but we are trying to push Southeast Asian market games to international standards. Sorry? On what? On pushing the games? Okay. So we okay, I cannot really disclose much yet because currently we are discussing with the partners on collaborating with their platform as well. So our partner focus on the Europe and the US market, or mainly the international side. So we are doing a cross collaboration where our games will put on their platform as well. Any games that work with us, we'll put the games on their platform as well, and their game will put on our platform as well. So it's a vice versa thing. They do, but mostly is they had to deal with us. So for example, because you sign the partnership or publishing partnership with us, so your share will be the same. So it's among us, our platform, and their platform. Hmm. Yes, for you guys will still be the same. Anyways, yes. Okay, good question. So Steam, like I said, Steam has 100,000, 100,000, 10,000, 10,000 new games every year. So for you to publish on Steam, you will still need to put actually a lot of effort, like advertising, all those things. You need to plan yourself what to do. But on C, we package everything. So once you decided to make us as your publisher, we have a strategy for you, and we will do that for you on your behalf. So for you guys, we want game developers to focus more on creating quality games rather than do this type of business thing. So for this platform, we will help you guys to do on the business part, on the marketing part, where you guys can solely focus on creating a good game. To answer your question. Hmm. 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 Oh yes, yes, we do. So J&G, we have our own internal legal teams who specially focus on legal, because like you mentioned, legal thing, it's very very complicated, especially if you want to target to Southeast Asia market, because our platform not only target Southeast Asia but the whole world. So we have legal team around the world to help tailor specifically on the games that you guys are developing. Yeah. But I answer your question. Games. Mhm. Okay, so you can say we are both, because like Steam and Epic, it's more towards the US, Europe region as well as international. So they don't have a sole focus on Southeast Asian market. That's where our platform come in, solely focusing on Southeast Asian market. That's the first thing. And second, because we know that there is a lot of game developers and indie games in Malaysia. Actually, they had a lot of great games that they are developing. But after that, they don't know what's the next step. They don't know who to find, what to do. That's where we games and gamers come in as a publisher to help them facilitate all of this. Yeah, I think, yeah, I think that, okay. That's it.